Hi everyone, this is Jitan speaking and welcome to another episode of Traders TV. In the last episode, we talked about trade management. Now, if you missed it, then look at the playlist below so you can get up to date. By the end of today's video, you're actually going to be learning the 4 skills required to become a successful trader. So let's get started.
So we all want to be able to trade successfully, but do you really know the 4 most important skills that are going to help you become a successful trader? Well, by the end of this, you certainly will. So let's start. First thing is this: you need the right strategy and methodology. This is just really important. I think most people understand they need a strategy which provides results. But most important is that you need a methodology around the strategy that you're trading. Because you can't do everything. You can't be every type of trader there is. You can't trade every type of market condition, every type of movement there is in the market. So you have to be very specific in the methodology that you trade and the strategy used to get you into the market. Second thing is this: you need the right risk management tools. This is by far the most important. The strategy is of course very important. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you're risking it all on one trade, you're not giving yourself enough probability for the market to work in your favor. If you expect to be right on every single trade, then you may need to rethink your trading plan. So risk management tools are very, very important. Third thing is this: you need to have a process-driven mindset. Trading is like a skill like anything else, okay? You need to have a process-driven mindset which is going to help you stay disciplined and structured when you come to trade. And lastly, you need to have the right software. You need to have a professional trading platform that is going to enable you to identify and place trades quickly and efficiently. The last thing is that you don't want to be bogged down with placing trades, placing orders, doing all the calculations, the currency conversions, knowing where your entry price, your stop loss is, calculating your reward risk of 1 to 1 and 2 to 1. It's just too many things happening before you even get into the market. So you need to have the right software and platform for you to be able to get into the market in a quick, safe and efficient way. So let's have a look at these in a little bit more detail. So let's start with strategy and methodology. So the key questions you need to be asking yourself here is: what type of trader are you? Are you more long-term or are you more short-term? Or do you have a blended approach of doing both? When you first start trading, it's going to be hard to do everything at once. Stick to one thing, become a master at one thing. Once you've developed that and you're confident and consistent, then start implementing other things. Too often I find traders are trading 15-minute charts when they're looking to begin trades for just a matter of hours. Then on the same account they're also running trades they're looking to begin for 6 months. It's just too difficult to do because it requires a different kind of analysis and a different kind of mindset. So the first thing is to identify what type of trader you are going to be. The key thing is this: what is your methodology? So you all have different work hours, you're all starting at a different place financially. So you have to have the right methodology for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. The strategy is great, but without the right methodology to implement the strategy, then you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay? So it's really important you have the right method. So things like understanding what your routine is, understanding why your strategy works and why your method works. This is an important one. Of course, we've got loads of different strategies that all of our traders are trading successfully. But I try to encourage people to understand why the strategy works, what kind of market condition this strategy works best in. Because if you understand what you're trading, then if the parameters and if the conditions change, then you're going to make sure that your trading business in year to come is going to be adaptable and flexible. Okay, so that's really important. Understanding why your strategy and methodology works. Another thing is this: when you first start trading, how has it performed in the past? So we call this back testing. And whilst past performance is no guarantee of future results, it at least gives your brain some kind of expectation. But when you place trades, there's a lot of uncertainty. Is this trade going to work? What's going to happen? Is it going to make me money? Is it going to lose me money? There's so much uncertainty. This uncertainty causes you to make irrational trading decisions or emotional decisions. So we want to have some kind of numbers where we can see, well, if I traded this strategy using this methodology for the past month on these markets, these would have been the results. X amount of winners, X amount of losers, here's the net result. So at least you have some kind of expectation, okay? So you're not completely just left with a whole bag of uncertainty and randomness, right? So understanding how the system and strategy has performed historically is important as well. Is it flexible enough to trade through different market conditions? That's another important one. In previous videos, we talked a lot about the different market conditions any market could be in at one time. So the important thing to understand is, if you're trading a strategy and it works really well in a trending market, then when the market goes through a consolidation, is it going to be as effective? You need to have enough strategies, or the right strategy to remain flexible enough to trade through the different market conditions. Otherwise, you may just be ending up out of the market for a very long period of time, okay, which isn't ideal, especially in the foreign exchange market where there's a lot of different opportunities on a daily basis. Okay, so the key thing is have a strategy and methodology which enables you to be flexible enough to trade through different market conditions. Try to understand why your strategy works. What's the best conditions for this? Try to have a methodology around how you implement your strategy. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing, risk management tools. So what is your trade risk? So how much you're risking per trade? Do I risk just 1% of my account per trade? Is it 2%? Is it 3%? 5%? Okay, obviously getting to 10% or 20% per trade, starting to get quite high. If you're risking 20% per trade, 5 wrong trades and you're out, you're wiped out. Okay, so risk management, as you can see, is very important. So trade risk is going to be important, but you also need to understand your market risk. If you're suddenly long on 6 British pound crosses, you're long on pound dollars, pound CAD, pound Swiss, pound yen, pound New Zealand and pound dollar, and you're moving into a Bank of England news announcement, then that's a lot of risk in the market in one direction. So maybe we need to start thinking about taking some profits off the table, moving our stop losses and so on. But what is your portfolio risk? If something happened in the world which caused markets to go haywire, if I got stopped out all my positions right now today at this current moment in time, how much would I be up or down? So you have to know what your portfolio risk is at any one point in time. So 3 things there: trade risk, how much you're risking per trade; market risk, okay, and portfolio risk. Most people only ever think about trade risk, and even then, unfortunately, a lot of people in the retail market just aren't consistent enough with their trade risk. You can see why risk management is important. It's going to help you take your winning trades, but it's going to help you manage those losing trades, and that's far more important. If you're able to manage the downside risk, the upside will take care of itself. Again, how do you ensure strict risk management is always in place? So this is slightly to do with the software, okay? How are you going to be using the software to your advantage to help you with your risk management? What happens when you can't be there to manage a trade? How are you going to be using the tools to your advantages like stop losses and targets to do the work for you if you can't be there? This is quite important, okay? Because you never know what's going to happen in the future. You might fall ill tomorrow and you may not be able to look at your trades and look at the market, so you need to have the stop losses and targets working for you whilst you're not there, okay? And again, do your tools give you enough time for the learning process? When you start trading straight away and you start risking 20% per trade, have you given yourself enough time for the learning process? Because if you have 5 wrong trades in a row, you're out, you're completely wiped out. So you're not allowing any time for the learning process. Generally speaking, when you first start trading, a lot of our students trade between 1 to 2% risk, okay? And then maybe once they get consistent and confident, they can start going a little bit higher. But you have to start with the end in mind, but also where you are at that current moment in time, okay? You need to allow at least a 3-month learning process, if not 6-month learning process, for you to be confident and consistent within your strategy, within your methodology, and with the tools that you're using. So don't forget that. I find a lot of people in the trading world who start trading want to run before they can walk. Okay? And trading is a marathon, it's not a sprint. The market's always going to be here. But the key is you have to remain disciplined, you have to remain structured, because whatever you do on a daily basis, you will be building a habit on. you need to make sure that the habits you're building on a daily basis are the right habits. Because otherwise you're going to spend a couple of years trading the wrong way, and suddenly you've got all these bad habits, and now you're going to spend all your time getting rid of these bad habits and instilling good habits. Now your journey suddenly takes a lot longer than initially planned. Okay, so starting the right way at the very beginning, using these 4 tools I'm giving you, is definitely the best way. So we also need a process-driven mindset. So number 3, okay, the process-driven mindset. Do you think you know better than everyone else out there? And that's just a simple question. When we're trading, what we're saying is that there's some people in this market believe this market's going to go down, but I believe at the high probability move, it's going to go higher. So what makes us believe that we know better than everyone else out there? So this is where the belief in your strategy, your methodology, and you as an individual come into play. Do you think you can just turn up to the world's biggest, most riskiest, and best rewarding game in the world without the right plan or mindset? Too often people just turn up just wanting to hunt for a trade, look for a trade, and they don't turn up with any kind of plan, with any kind of structure to what they're doing. Now you have to remember, it's not just you and I in the trading world. We're trading against big professional players who have more resources than us, more capital than us. Okay? We can still play the game with them, but we need to approach it the same way. You can't just turn up and start looking for opportunities without doing a little bit of work beforehand to understand what's happening in the market and where you want to be putting your money or placing your trades. Because the key question is this: what does make you better than everyone else? What is your edge? Your edge might be your strategy, it might be the methodology you have. In most cases, your edge is you, the discipline you're bringing, the focus that you're bringing to the table. That is really different, because trading is a skill like everything else. Okay? Some people can trade the same strategy and some people can make money from it, some people will lose money from it, because the focus and their attention they bring to it is going to be different. A lot of people have struggle to follow the rules, so they start changing their rules based on their last couple of trades. So the key thing is, what is your edge? And in most cases, your edge is you. You know, it's your beliefs, your attitude, your desire, your focus that is going to make you better than other traders out there that you're trading against. Okay? So the key thing is this: are you looking to trade professionally and reap rewards as a professional trader, or is it just a hobby? Because if it's just a hobby, then you can just turn up and just see what's there and just take a trade. If it doesn't work out, fine, you go off and do something else, and it just becomes a hobby that you do for the rest of your life. But if you want to trade it professionally and reap rewards as a professional trader, okay, then you need to have the right strategy and methodology. You need to have the right risk management tools. You need to have the right processes in place and the mindset to follow through on those processes so it becomes a daily habit. Lastly, you need to have the right trading software. Okay, so you got to make sure that the platform you're using, because it's the thing that you use every day, it's the thing you look at all day, it's where all your analysis comes from, it's where you place your trades, so you have to be comfortable with it, because it's a big part of what you do as a professional trader, what you use as a professional trader. You have to make sure that your platform is actually helping you to cut down on the analysis time so you can focus on the trade in front of you, making sure that the probability is in your favor, the reward to risk is in your favor, and then you can risk manage appropriately. Okay? You need to make sure that your platform makes analyzing and placing trades quicker and more efficient. When I first started trading, I had to calculate the entry price, the stop loss, the target all by myself. I had to write it down in my journal, okay, have a calculator next to me, write all the numbers, and I had to type all those numbers in the order ticket, decide whether I'm going to buy or sell, put the entry, stop loss. Then I had to do the risk management criteria. I was risking 1% of my trading account. I had to crunch the formulas with my calculator, do the currency conversions, get all my numbers on my lot size and the trading volume I want to be in at. Then once I have all those numbers, then I go to the ticket and I fill out all the different boxes. Okay. Of course, we've come a long way since when I first started trading, where now you can literally trade at the click of a button. And that just makes it a lot more simple, a lot more efficient. You're in a better quality state to make a trading decision. Because trading is about making decisions. You need to make sure you're in the right state to make a high quality decision. So the Smart Charts platform does actually tick all these boxes. And I'm going to show you exactly how they tick the boxes right now. So here's the Smart Charts platform. Okay. Now, trading software is by far the most important part of what you're going to be doing. As you can see here on this chart, we've got a chart of New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. Okay, and I'm in just one of the strategies that we trade, something called the 180 profit booster. We can actually trade it on the daily chart or the 4-hour chart. Okay, now for most traders, they'll think, okay, well this trend looks quite nice. We can clearly see there's a move to the downside right now. Sellers are clearly in control of this market. Now for most traders, they'll have to wait for the market to come to them and decide where they want to get to the short side to get into a trade and make money when the market is going lower. They'll need to look at where their entry price is, need to figure out where their stop loss is going to be, their target prices. They'll need to get the numbers here on the right hand side and figure all that out. Then once they get the trading ticket, they have to put it all the numbers in manually. However, with the software, it already tells us there's a potential trade here, potential trade here. Okay, there's actually also a potential trade here. So all I need to do is the analysis part of it. I just need to put the probabilities in my favour. Is this actually a trade that I want to take, and do I actually want to be in New Zealand dollar against the US dollar to the short side? If I do want to be in this trade, quite simply, all I need to do is set how much my trade risk is, or how much do I want to risk on the trade, then simply click sell. It will tell me all the numbers already, so I don't actually have to work these things out. It will actually give me all the numbers, and it will actually risk manage my trading account to what I wanted to risk. I'm just risking 1%. Okay, so it's risking £1,699 on this one particular trade, and if I'm happy with it, I can just click on OK. You won't get that window there because I send out my alerts to people on the platform so they can see what I'm trading. But now I can see that the order's already in place. I've got an order to get me in short where that blue dot is. Stop loss is at the high point where that red dot is, and there's my target price of the green dot. So I can see straight away where my trade is. So that was nice and efficient. All I needed to do was the analysis part of it. And I can see now that there's a high potential for the market to keep pushing lower up until this point. So you can just see there, by using the strategy, it just makes life a lot more simpler. It enables you to concentrate on the most important part, which is, do I want to take this trade or not? Okay, and that's just one strategy. We can go to other different types of strategy. Let's say, for example, here on the income wave. Yeah, and we can see historically there's been quite a few different trading setups here. So each of these arrows represent a few different trading setups. A lot of winners there, but of course there's going to be a loser there as well. Yeah, trading is not always about winning. You can see here we've got a nice big move to the upside. Now we are looking at a 1 hour chart because this particular strategy is best on a 1 hour chart. You can also use it on the 4 hour and the daily chart. So we've got a blend of different strategies across different time frames, because remember, you need the right strategy and methodology to suit you as a trader. Okay, so it may not everyone may be trading daily charts. A lot of people may be trading much more smaller time frames. Okay, so you need to have access to a blended approach, right? So we have different strategies here. So you've got the right strategy for your own circumstances. The risk management tools. Well, what I love about the platform is the fact that the risk management is just that easy. Yeah, at the click of the button, I just need to set my risk, and it will risk manage it for me with my stop loss and target in place. So it manages everything for me. I don't need to be there in front of the screen all the time. Okay, it enables me to have a process-driven mindset, because I don't need to be bogged down with clicking through every single different market there is, trying to find a trade, trying to find the right parameters. Because by the time I've done that, I wouldn't have traded anything. I would have missed most things. So it enables me to focus on the right process part just by analysing the trade, making sure the risk is correct, and deciding whether I want to take this trade or not. And it also helps me because it's a professional platform. I can get into the trades quickly and efficiently as possible. So those are the 4 skills needed to become a successful trader. And having the right trading platform is going to be a very important part of that process.
So I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you do have any more questions and you want to learn a little bit more about the financial markets and interact with one of our senior traders, then visit the link below and register for our free Forex workshop, where you'll be able to get that information live. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you on the next video where we'll be talking a lot more about technical analysis.